What's up, man? Shout out to Smoking Mirrors, okay? Don't look in it if you don't want to smoke. Shut up. You know what I mean. Smoking Mirrors. Kiss my eyes.
What's good? What's good? Welcome to Smoking Mirrors podcast. Y'all know the saying, we here for a reason, not just a season. Today, we are talking about relationships. You know, that topic was brought to by Slick.
Yes.
We're going to have some good topics today. We're going to talk some good stuff.
Our relationship specialist.
We got the relationship.
I used to do a lot of this shit right here.
So we got, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go through, let everybody introduce themselves. Y'all know who the cast is, and everybody up here at the table. So everybody introduce themselves when we start from right to left, left to right. What we doing?
I mean, but you already know what it is, man. My name is Tyson the First. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I want to welcome you guys to the Paperwork Palace. And you know what we say: when your paperwork is good, it's your visa through life and your passport through the hood, man. So this is gonna be a dope show. Stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? While you're watching, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe. Tell a friend. Share this joint, man, because we just taking over one post, one show, and one comment at a time.
Here we go.
Yes, sir. You know who it is. It's your boy White. Y'all can follow me on Instagram. Lay back the president. You know the new tagline for the show is this is the new pre-recorded live show. So we going live, we pre-record, we doing it all. But today we talking about relationships brought on by my bro. I can't wait to hear what he got to say. This is going to be a special show right here.
Down.
And hopefully we can agree. I agreed with him one time in 7 years, so hopefully we can agree.
Yeah, we live in that debate though. We live.
So you know what it is. That's Smoking Mirrors.
And if you know Slick, please call in. And if you're watching us live,
Get on this
send them
live.
questions in now, please.
Get on that live and holler at your boy. And holler at your boy. Say, you know who it is. It's Slick. Hashtag Slick Chat. You know, Slick Chat on Instagram. Slick's the best. Follow me. You know, I love talking about relationships and situations dealing with men and women. You know what I'm saying? But we here today, and that's that's what our question gonna be today. Our main question is gonna be the interpretation of a relationship from the male perspective. You know, evidently because we don't have no women on right now, but we definitely want to hear you women in the comments. Yo, send us some questions, whatever y'all want to ask. I promise I'll try to answer it honestly. And if you come in these questions and these DMs asking if I'm slept with you, if we fucking, I might tell you business, because that's what type of show this is today.
Hey, don't
I'm gonna try to be out. Don't be offended.
Not to be offended.
Yeah,
Not off the sleeping.
You know what I'm saying?
Off the information.
Off all that, because I might tell it all. You know,
Slick gonna have beef with Samuel. What's her name? Samuel that nigga the partner. What's his name? Samuel what? Homie.
So Slick, what's the question again? What we talking about?
the interpretation of relationship from a male's perspective.
That shit deep. What you mean by that?
Okay.
What you mean? Yeah, that shit deep. That's some deep shit.
Okay.
Can you rephrase it for me, please?
Okay. Meaning, what's your interpretation of a good relationship?
Wonderful.
With you and your wife, you know what I'm saying, or
Girlfriend,
you and your girlfriend, whoever you're dealing with, even a friendship. Because you know why I say a friendship? The only reason why I say friendship because you know most of us men, we be like, man, I don't really want no relationship. So we deal with females, you know, we be sleeping with them, hanging out with them from a friendship perspective, and you know, feelings always get involved.
I see your wheels moving.
You want to go first?
Well, I'm out of the game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
We need that perspective.
What game was you in?
This nigga play, right?
That almost came on quick.
Whoa!
What the
Trust
fuck?
is a must.
Yo!
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get to that.
The game of
life.
Being a prolific player when it comes to interpersonal relationships with men and women. You know what I'm saying? And just a disclaimer, I met my wife when I was already in my 30s, so before I got married, I had significant life experiences. Significant meaning that I came to my marriage with the perspective and the insight of a 30-year-old grown man. You know what I'm saying? And so when I say significant, I don't mean a lot.
Right.
I just mean enough to have gave me the wisdom and understanding of relationships. And I think the foundation to even understanding or having a what we can call a successful relationship is first and foremost, you got to know yourself. You got to know who you are. You got to know your strengths and weaknesses and what you bring to the situation and what you expect from the situation and your ability to be honest about it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I believe the foundation to any successful relationship, whether it be a friendship or girlfriend and boyfriend, definitely a marriage, is honesty. Right? Now, when I say honesty, I'm not talking about an immature, superficial weapon that women or men can use in a relationship to get their other spouse to disclose everything that takes place under the sun, under the guise of we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
I think that's a beginner. I think that's a woman and a man who ain't really been through nothing yet, and they trying their hand at controlling the other person.
Right. No.
See what I'm saying? When
I was just
talking
about to touch that.
Yeah, but when I'm saying truth, I'm just meaning just keeping it real, first and foremost with yourself and with the person you're dealing with.
Right.
And whatever that means to you,
It's what it is.
it's what it is.
Right.
And a lot of times, there's varying degrees of playership, you know what I'm saying, in this game of relationships. There's the deceitful player, you know what I'm saying, who doesn't tell anybody the truth.
Right.
And perhaps he's or she is immature.
Right.
Because they haven't arrived at their own personal truth yet. So they play on a very superficial, lack of responsibility level. That's again, when we're talking about successful relationships, we're talking about responsibility, meaning being responsible for the effect that you have on the other person. See what I'm saying? All this shit go together, and it's really foundational shit. You know what I'm saying? And,
okay, so let me touch for a second.
Yeah.
Let me touch on it for a second. See, my biggest thing with relationships is, we always say we want honesty. We don't want honesty. Nobody wants honesty. And I'm gonna be the first one to tell you this. No female wants to hear her man tell her, yeah, I got my dick sucked last night. Yeah, I was fucking this bitch last week. How could you possibly tell your woman or show your woman you love her when you're willing to do that?
But there's
no way to do that.
But you just put honesty in the negative
No.
light.
I'm
You
saying
took honesty and you narrowed it down
I'm saying in the
to
form of
one
responsibility.
situation. Okay,
I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Remember when you was just saying like responsibilities? Like sometimes the honesty comes with the maturity of the person, the man or the woman.
Well, you gotta be when you ask for it, you gotta be strong enough to handle it.
A lot of people can't handle it.
And I agree with that as well. I agree with that as well.
And I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna just make it plain and simple. This is the truth. You got your own business. You're successful on whatever level. This is the truth. Watch this. You see how you didn't respond? You didn't say nothing? Because that's the truth. Let me show you how. This is the truth. Look, watch this. I want you to understand that because it's the truth.
I didn't have to validate.
When you get right there, you go.
Got you.
So when we say honesty in relationships, if I come home and say, oh yeah, babe, yeah, well, I decided to fuck this bitch last week Friday, right? Watch this. That's me being honest. What do you think is gonna happen after that? She just gonna say, okay, cool, I'm glad you told me, thank you for being honest, babe, or it's gonna be backlash?
Well, there should be backlash.
It shouldn't be if you wanted the truth.
But the truth don't mean that there won't be a consequence from your truth.
But it ain't supposed to be.
But it can be.
No. That's just what we tell our kids. If you be honest with me and you tell me the truth, I won't whoop your ass.
But a grown woman or a man ain't a kid. See, you just made a distinction.
No, because you said a responsibility, so I'm intertwining it all together because you said your thing for honesty was about the responsibility.
Got you. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. That's just human nature. That is the law of the universe.
Definitely.
Right? For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction, and strategy and discipline gives me the power to respond or to not respond to that reaction or to that truth. You know what I'm saying? So if something might hurt me and I might not respond to it, then that's strategy. You dig what I'm saying? But when we asking for the truth, we're not specifically asking for the truth in the negative situation. We just meaning give me a fair exchange. Give me an opportunity to respond to your truth the way that I want to. I might not leave. But that's a chance you take when you play the truth game, and that's what separate the men from the boys.
Yeah, but that's what
separates the niggas who play on a superficial lying level than the nigga who just speaks the truth and is responsible about it.
That ain't what separated.
That's not one of the things that separated.
Let me show you what separated.
1 second, before you move on, is that one of the things that separated?
Nah.
It has to be one, right?
I'm gonna break it down.
Because I must admit, that's a great point I just came up with.
No, that's a good point, but it's not what separates.
That's one of the separating factors for me when I was playing playing the game, baby. I'm married, okay?
All
We're
right.
talking about some years ago. Yeah. Thank you, Thank you,
That game you
Yeah.
play is dangerous.
No.
Hold on. My homegirl said, I might get mad, but if I love you, we can figure it out.
And then the nigga learned that.
Now, see,
and he started manipulating
That's
that.
it. Yeah. That's
The reason why, so the reason
Right.
why you won't be honest, right? Because you know it's gonna be a layer of questions after that too.
Right.
So now one of the questions I know for a fact. Let's just say you got a woman that's reasonable.
Right,
She's
right.
gonna hit you with, okay, why are you out cheating? What is there something that I'm not doing? That's just say if you have a,
Yes,
you know,
Let me get that
maybe
right.
it was something I was lacking.
okay, now that's it.
Right,
Now,
so that's exactly what you
a lot
said.
of times you can't answer that question because it don't be them. It don't be them.
It's never
Sometimes, but when it is them, I'm gonna tell you something too about niggas. We're emotional, and sometimes because
Men are emotional, yes. Men are
pardon me,
emotional.
pardon me, King.
Niggas. No niggas.
Yeah, niggas and
Don't
men.
be trying to act like we niggas.
Yeah,
man.
it's okay, cause I don't want my. I don't want my. See, you making me lose my thought,
I think
man.
it's 7 minutes.
Nah, we got rules.
You making me lose. He made me lose my thought with that.
I'm sorry.
No, him, this right here, the Asian
The
provocateur.
bullshit, right? The Asian
The
provocateur.
one that was sent to interrupt all positive feedback. You know what I'm saying? This married nigga here. You know what I'm saying? They said a word yet because he's scared to death.
Yo, what's going on,
You
baby?
know what I mean?
All you gotta do is knock. This
Peace.
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood
Peace.
knock, and we let you on this
Come
cigar.
on in.
Plain old
Come on in.
Sean.
Come on in.
Peace, God.
Peace, King. How you?
John's peace.
I don't know about all that shit. I eat
Drinks
pork.
over there.
I eat motherfucking pork.
What I'm saying is, when you saying, I think in a relationship or marriage, the most important thing is communication.
Hard self king, the truth. Let's not miss that point because we will not let him gleam
truth
over
is
that.
not implicit.
He's saying that yes, it's not. It's when you tell the
Think it's
truth.
something else, bro.
When you tell the truth, LA King, we're not saying that it's desirable.
You
We're
right.
not saying we're not. No, hold
We
on.
definitely not saying that.
All right, we're not saying that it's desirable. We're not saying that it's easy.
Uh-oh.
We're not saying that it's not without consequence.
But the
that
truth
is the
is-
difference, and that's what I was getting back.
The truth is supposed to be all of those things.
It is supposed to be, and I agree. That's why it's so easy for me to tell the truth.
Right.
Because I can handle
Right.
it. I'm gonna tell you why though. Let me educate you on some game.
It's gonna be hard for you to educate me, especially
But
when
if you
it comes
be
to this
if you
topic.
be
When it
patient,
comes to
if
women.
you be
But I'm
patient, we can
patient.
get
Let's
past
go,
your
baby. I'm
difficulties.
patient.
So you know we told you, that's slick chat, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You must don't know.
My name is Tyson the First. You better obey your thirst.
I give out all kind of information. Via DM,
See
Instagram. This is
what I'm
I
saying?
do.
No doubt, and that's why I'm up here with you,
All right,
King.
let's go.
I respect you.
Let's
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
I'm with it.
So what happens is that is the distinction. Because if you look at the thermometer,
Right.
there's different degrees on the thermometer. But all these degrees are part of the thermometer, right? The same thing is true with relationships. There's different degrees and different methodologies of applying different methods in relationships. But it all applies. What are you talking about, Tyson? You sound deep. Okay. People in the beginning of the game, you know the players. They don't tell, and I'm not betraying no trust. I'm not betraying no trust because it is what it is, right? Your way is your way. And 9 times out of 10, your woman know what kind of person you are because she's studying you. But what I'm saying is this: in the beginning stages of learning relationship power, you are afraid to reveal your hand because you haven't learned the power of telling the truth as you want to play it, meaning that I'm into other women. This is what I like to do. You have to have some experiences before you learn to play on that level. That's why a lot of guys say they want truth, but they can't actually take truth.
And that goes back to
See,
what LA
listen,
said.
hold on.
Because you gave an example of what happens when she asks you about it. But what happens when she tells you she's something of a dick?
I'm cool with it.
I'm just saying.
I just be wanting to know.
So why not have that out?
But guess what?
Me too.
Yo, let me explain to you. When she tell me, it's not a problem. I'm not mad at her. Whoa. I'm always cool with it. I'm always cool with it. You gotta remember something, bro. If you ever fucked with a female that did half the shit that you did, you wasn't supposed to be with her. So always gotta be cool with it because I'm pretty sure she didn't suck 100 dicks since you've been with her. It wasn't. If she sucked 100 dicks, then you ought not be with her.
Maybe
and you
just
gotta
4.
know that
Maybe
that's what
just
she
4.
did. And 1, 2, 3.
Got you.
But my nigga, you done fucked 30, 40, 50, 60 women since you've been with her. At the end of the day, You got to take your good with your bad. So that's how I take it. So as a man, I'm like, damn, babe, why damn, it is what it is. But if that nigga from Brooklyn to Queens, guess what? It don't bother me. It don't bother me. I don't know him. He ain't in the same circle with me. He ain't sitting around me talking, having conversations.
Nigga don't want to Nigga don't want to see him at the
Right. You know what I'm saying?
So one thing we ain't touch on, so it's like, I hear what you're saying, I hear what Todd's saying, right? But what you saying, LA basically goes back to what LA was saying. All this boils down to communication on a flat layer. You know what I'm saying? That conversation can be had in the beginning.
No, it can't.
Why can't you?
Because
if you can have it after a year or two,
I was going to
you can break it down, let her know, like, hold on.
Pardon me, King. I want to hear it.
You can let her know, like, in the beginning, listen, this is what I'm into. It's kind of popular.
Oh, you always going to say that.
Polyamorous,
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So,
but watch this. Do you know how many women will tell you what you want to hear in the beginning just to have a relationship with you? See, that's the problem. That's the problem we don't understand. Do you know how many women that you? First of all, a man ain't never telling no woman that he first met all his business. That's number one. So every woman is supposed to understand that. Hold on. Every woman is supposed to understand that when she meet a man. That nigga's not about to divulge to you everything going on in his life when he first meets you. Because first off, he don't even know how long he gonna be fucking with you.
That's you.
He don't know if the pussy good. He don't know if you the bitch that you look like today, tomorrow.
True.
So niggas don't go into the first date telling no woman everything about it. I'm just saying in the beginning, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, nah. It can take a year. It can take a year before a nigga tell the truth. Hold on, it can take a year before a nigga tell the truth. And that's just realistic.
Right, what you say,
Go ahead, say what you got to say.
So if it take you that year of building, you saying like, I'm going to tell her, oh, I went out and fucked the bitch after she already built trust.
No, that's not what you want to do.
You can build. It takes 6 months to a year to build. 6 months to a year. Hold on, mama, let me cook real quick. It takes 6 months to a year to build. You know what I'm saying? And that building phase, you can be as honest as possible. Now she can decide what she want to do in the beginning. So now you coming to her after she feel like she in a faithful relationship saying,
I'm not telling you gotta lie. I'm just telling you that you ain't gonna tell the full truth of yourself. You're not gonna meet the woman and be like, oh yeah, I was in jail, nigga whooped my ass. You ain't gonna say that. What I'm saying is, you just not going to tell. Right. That's
what you're saying
you're
is
gonna
that
say,
information
my
in the
name
beginning
is
not
right. You're gonna
so you
say,
share it.
this is how it's gonna go. You're gonna say, yo, my name is Slick. Where you from? I'm from Hempstead.
Within a year,
watch this. Most niggas don't even say where the town they from. Most niggas that meet a bitch and be like, yo, nigga from Long Island. He be like, I'm from Queens. Nigga be lying. Why? Because you don't know who you meeting. You don't know who the chick is. She might be crazy. She might fuck around, come to your crib the first night, you smash that shit, beat that shit down, bitch, blowing your doors out, breaking your windows and shit.
That's a different level of
I'm just saying.
That sounds a little high schoolish.
No. What? Nigga, that shit is on the grown up level. What are y'all talking about?
It's just my opinion.
You know what? You married. See, no. You married. So you haven't had to deal with that. Because you married, so you really probably didn't have to deal with those type of things.
I want to jump on that pole so bad in the building.
Hey, you got a flag on the motherfucking play. Flag on the play. That nigga just said he want to jump on who what? Time out.
Next question.
Yeah, we gotta get to the next question.
Tell me out, go. Tell me the fuck out. Yo, Mike, get me out, Mike. I need some time.
Close it out, Mike. Close it out, then go to the next question.
I see what Todd's saying and I see what Slick's saying. I'm just saying, you could actually propose that information 6 months earlier in the building phase and give her a choice to make that decision.
That's bad. You're speaking from the woman.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
You're speaking from the woman. But listen,
listen
what I'm saying. You speaking from a woman because you telling us how a woman fit. What you telling me is, I should tell this woman.
Experience.
Listen to what I'm saying. What you telling me is, you speaking it from a woman's standpoint. You're telling me that I should tell this woman all this stuff 6 months prior to me dealing with her. What I'm explaining to you is this. Watch this. I don't care who you is. I don't care who you is in this room right now. I don't give a fuck if you only fuck with 5 bitches in your life. The bottom line, this is how we go. I meet you, this is my name, what's your name, let's trade numbers, we exchange numbers, we kitty talk. Cause it all started out like you said, honeymoon phase. So it's all kitty. Yo, what up, what's going on, what you getting into tonight, Niggas ain't even talking about life shit. You might have life shit going on. You ain't really gonna divulge to her that, nigga, oh, this is what I'm going through, yo, I lost my job. Nigga ain't doing all of that. Because you don't know how real this situation is going to be. If it's going to even be real.
That's only called being discretionary.
What happens is, there is a certain point when you get to with this relationship, when you realize that, all right, cool, shorty all in. I shorty done told you everything she going through, life, yo, I did this, I had this, I'm abusive, this, that. You like, all right, cool. Now shorty all in. All right, now that's just where you just make a decision on whether, you know what, this shit is real or it's not real. At that point is when I understand what you're saying. Now you're supposed to let her know everything you into. Because I'll be damned if I ever met a chick and told her, oh yeah, you my girl on the first day. Nah. And this is what I'm into. I fuck other bitches. I fuck other pussy. This is what I'm into. If I had females tell me that they was into it. I had females tell me, yo, my nigga, oh, that's what you into? Cool, I'm into that too. I get the fucking them, now they dead in that shit. They not into it no more.
Yo, my people, listen. Respectfully, I agree to disagree with this nigga again.
Yeah.
I never agree. All right, so let me close out with this.
Before we go to the next question,
I
just want y'all to know that Slick is a super freak.
How many kids that nigga got?
Super freak, yeah.
This nigga's a coach. If you got any questions for Slick, call 223-456
Questions?
Super Freak.
Yo, if y'all got questions, please hit up the live, send the questions. If you got questions,
I got a question.
I think we do agree though.
And we go to the next question. So what's the next question?
Before we flip it though,
Okay.
I think we do agree for the most part. Oh, shit, I can't
They
say
don't want to know the
agree.
truth. Nobody really
See,
wants
that's
to
what
know
I'm
the
saying.
truth.
All right, so
Everybody's a representative in the beginning of a relationship. Everybody you
I
meet
think
is
we
a
agree.
representative. You don't meet the real person. My nigga, and yo, listen to me.
That's not being
There's so many
dishonest,
things, right?
though.
It's not being
But
dishonest.
it's being hold up, let me jump in.
It's
please.
being deceptive.
It's not
being dishonest.
It's not being deceptive. That's a female perspective. That's someone who wants
No,
to hear
I'm
everything
saying
about you.
we're being deceptive
I say
because
we're not.
we ain't telling all our shit.
I'm
and I'm
not.
never gonna
Listen,
tell all our
first
shit. Yeah.
of all, I'm like that. I'm like that. I'm like that. Let's just say I'm not married, right? Because you can't change the fact that I am, right? And I'm a good fucking husband, right?
Okay.
Well, yeah. You see me, wifey. So anyway,
She mad. That nigga left the dishes in the sink. Don't let him get over with that. Say that.
Talk your shit.
Honesty, king. It's not about likes and dislikes and how the other person feels. That's not what it's about.
It's not.
It's a methodology.
It's about the truth.
It's a way of the warrior, king. It's the way you operate. Either you are like this or you are not. When you're trying to act like you're honest but you're deceptive, you only come out being a snake. Right?
Nah.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying you. Hold
hell
up.
no,
Don't be so
man.
quick to put that shirt on, King. I ain't talking about you. I'm just giving you some perimeters for which to understand higher levels of the game.
Man.
But if you cut this wisdom off, you won't be able to hear it.
Go ahead.
So
Give me the
what happens is,
I like that.
right?
Fire, too.
Right.
that.
Right. Check
Right.
it.
Say that
Right.
again. Bring that shit out. You do what?
No, but check it out.
You cut the
When he
wisdom.
talk about
Slick.
that ain't wisdom, man.
Slick,
That's
it
not
is
wisdom.
wisdom.
All right, go ahead, give it to me.
Wisdom is the expression of knowledge and experience, right? It's a vehicle that we use to disseminate information. So in that wisdom, one of the foundational components of wisdom is discretion. So now we're not being deceptive, we are being discretionary with someone who we don't fully know yet.
Right, all right,
So I'm trying to show you, King.
all right.
First of all,
You
I'm
switched up
giving
the
you.
word on me,
I didn't
okay.
switch up
You
the
know what I'm
word.
saying? I'm saying you used the right word. You used the right word.
So this is like pottery class, my nigga. I'm giving you shape to your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I'm a master sculptor, King. We talking about relationships now, and I mastered this shit. Like, because I mastered myself. When I sat down in that cell for 16 years, I thought about every scenario in vivid detail. I played out every thought. I read everything associated with that. That don't make me some type of guru or something, but what it did was give me a framework of reference which to recall when I needed it in moments of doubt.
I'm a guru.
So, now check it out. Every guru has a teacher.
I'm a guru.
And I
You know
respect
why?
that.
You know who my teacher was?
Yes.
Will Chamberlain.
That nigga
Will
was.
Chamberlain probably the only nigga fuck more bitches than me.
You a nasty bastard. You a nasty bastard. You a nasty. Yo, baby. Let me complete my thought, man. This old baby Will. Old baby Will.
I'm about to transition this shit. Cause this
Yeah,
nigga stop.
White, take us to the next question.
Next question.
Take us to the next question.
Go ahead.
Speaking from a man's standpoint, I know it's always our job to lead in relationships, right?
Nope.
Now, how do you? This nigga's crazy. Yo, so how?
They got it all wrong.
Yeah,
They got it all wrong. I don't care. They got it all
As a
wrong.
man, most men want to lead, right? So, as a man, how do you lead if your woman makes more than you financially?
See? That's so right there. You just answered your own question. Every man wasn't built to lead in a relationship. You just answered your own question. Let me explain this to you.
Break it down.
What did you say?
Men are. Hold up.
How do you
Don't even ask him again.
What did you say, King? Because the audience wants to hear you clearly.
I said, yo, how do you lead if your woman makes more than you financially?
You got it,
Or how do you feel about your woman making more than you financially and you supposed to be leading?
Let me break it down. Hold on. See, listen.
You know, this
gotta
topic
come
been
from.
touched
Listen,
on
I used to
by
sell
millions of
too
people.
for a living.
It is whatever
these
goes
niggas,
on in your-
when it come to being a guru and we talking about this woman man shit, nigga, I got it all figured out, and I will let everybody know. Steve Harvey don't know shit. Ain't no nigga that been married 2-3 times gonna tell me how I'm supposed to be with a wife. Ain't no way in hell, nigga. You fucked up 2-3 times. How can you tell me how to be in a relationship? This is where niggas get it twisted. Hold on, talking that shit. Watch this. That's a great example, bro. Let me hold on. No. Steve Harvey tell y'all shit. Full of shit. He tell y'all everything from a woman's perspective.
He only full of shit because
he talking from a white woman's right. A white woman's perspective. Let me break this shit down to you. The bottom line is a man's job is to protect and provide.
Yep.
Protect and provide, nothing else.
Yep.
Protect and provide. A woman's job is to lead the household. The man goes and protects and provide. He goes out, make the money. She leads the household. That's how it used to be, and that's why it was more successful relationships in the 50s, marriages, 50s, 60s, and 70s. That's why it ain't none now. The problem is this. Niggas got a chip on their shoulder for the way that we're always treated. We always told we ain't good enough by our woman. We told we ain't good enough by our kids. We told we ain't good enough by our woman's mothers and fathers. We told we ain't good enough by the police. We told we ain't good enough by society. Exactly. So that's woman's problem.
Media.
So the problem is for men nowadays is we feel like I gotta lead the crib. Nah, nigga, let me tell you what you could do. You can go make the money, drop that shit for the crib. I bet you everything will be taken care of. I bet you your woman gonna take care of every fucking thing. And ain't gonna be
coochie go whoop
whoop. That's
See,
right.
let me tell you, we got real on you. Crib and relationship. See, the problem is a lot of times we mix the definitions up. We mix up the crib for being the relationship. Right, the woman can. Yeah. Well, it depends, cause you know.
That's why they say. Happy wife, happy life.
Although that's true too. I agree with all of that. I agree with all of that shit. But leading the relationship is more of a mindset. It's you know what I'm saying. Whether you're running the actual crib, whether you're making the most money or not, it's who's more responsible and who has a natural affinity to dictate the policies of the relationship. Because when we're talking about money, we're talking about finance. All that's true, but that clouds the real issues. You know what I'm saying? And society just magnifies that. It really goes down to leadership styles. Because a nigga can make all the money in the world and his chick still run the house and run him and his money. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
I'm just saying, we're not saying whether it's cool or not. We're just talking about the reality of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we're trying to get to partly understandings about households and relationships, it's leadership styles. You got chicks that's making more money, right? Because society pays women more. You got niggas who run in businesses and they still run the crib and the chick still plays her so-called position. It depends on how you run your shit and what you go for.
Let me dive into
I'm just saying.
Let me dive into this. The situation.
Put some goggles on. It's murky out
nothing
there.
wrong. I'm gonna tell this to every man. I'm gonna tell this to every man that's watching and listening. It ain't nothing wrong with your woman making more money than you. At all. It ain't nothing wrong with that shit. The problem is niggas got ego issues. Your ego telling you, oh man, fuck that, I gotta. No, nigga, ain't nothing wrong with you building with a woman that makes more money than you. It ain't nothing wrong with you building with a woman that makes less money.
You know what the problem is?
The bottom line is you as a man. You gotta start talking to yourself and letting yourself know that I could be with a bitch who I gotta take care of.
Why she gonna be a bitch?
I'm just saying, he gonna try to go there.
Yeah, come on, White. White, come on. You gotta throw you on. Yo, White.
Quincy Carter on
No,
disrespect, ladies. I say bitch the same way y'all call us niggas. I apologize, and it's no disrespect.
Sorry.
I'm gonna refrain from it. I'm gonna refrain from it. This is what I'm gonna say.
Guys, nigga, explain himself.
Okay, so
Breaking phones up.
let me explain it the right way. So it's nothing wrong with being with a woman that make more money than you.
As long as you're not laying on your ass. See, we keep talking about ego.
But he didn't say that.
Let me just jump in with you. You keep talking about ego and all that. That's what baby boys. All of us are grown ass men.
But he didn't say that. His question was
because
if your woman make more money than you, that means you're making money. She just makes more than you, so you're not sitting on your ass.
That's my point.
Nah, you're not sitting on your ass.
As long as you're not a bum and you hold your weight as a man.
But guess what?
Your wife.
There's nothing wrong with that. All you got to do as a man is accept that role. Be that it may. Like they used to say, Mr. Mom. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit, nigga. I do it every day. I do it every day. I'm with my kids every day. One of them bastards is with me every day. Talking shit. That dad, I want this. Not my daughters, not my daughters. It's my sons.
I agree with that. I agree with that point.
So it's not, bro. The problem is it's more just ego shit. Everything dealing with these relationships is ego shit. Nigga be scared because his woman tell him shut the fuck up. All right, babe, fuck it. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. So but guess what? When you ask me what's really going on, I'm gonna be shut the fuck up too then. And let you figure that shit out.
So you ain't really
right,
good
there
with
you
it.
go. No, but you gotta learn how to handle the situation.
It's give and take. It's give and take.
It's give and take. You gotta learn how to roll with that shit.
I'm gonna address both roles, right? And I feel like they still got the same. I feel like they still got the same role on both aspects. So what you said from that standpoint of, you know what I'm saying, if you are the nigga that's making less money and don't, you know what I mean, you on the couch. Like Slick said, take that role on and take it on strong, you know what I'm saying? Make sure the kids is up, do the dishes, make sure the crib, learn how to do something with your hands, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us young dudes, I ain't got front, my generation and younger, I know they don't know how to fix shit.
Nothing.
Learn how to fix shit.
You can't cook a pot of rice.
Learn how to cook, do something. You know what I'm saying? She can't respect you if you ain't doing nothing.
Nothing, right.
At the crib playing Xbox.
No, but she gotta respect you anyway because she decided to be with you.
No. Nigga, that sounds like a Hallmark card.
She gotta
That sounds
respect
like a
you.
Hallmark card. She ain't gotta respect
She
shit.
got some points.
She gotta
ain't gotta
respect you,
respect
bro.
nothing. Respect is a choice. I don't care what you
She
say.
gotta
Hold
respect
on,
you,
before
bro.
we even go.
Oh, we
got
got Mr.
Yeah.
Rose in the house.
Shout out to Mr. Takeout. What's up? Bro, what up, bro?
I can't hear you.
We got visitors.
Mr. is in the building. This how it happens on the podcast.
Good, bro. What's good?
This how it happens on the
You
podcast.
already know.
Mr. Takeout is in the
Every
building.
motherfucking
Some
woman
of
is
the best
supposed to
food.
respect a man.
I agree.
Fuck you gonna say, nigga, respect is a must, period. That's from a nigga, from a female. Respect is a must. She gotta respect you. You just like you gotta respect the next nigga that you meet. How you gonna meet a nigga on the street, don't know his name, don't know nothing about him, but you show him respect. Yo, what up,
That's
kid?
cool. Let
How
me know when you
Come
finish,
on, bro.
kid.
You know what that is.
Yeah, whoa.
Oh, shit.
They said you was up for a draft. Okay, you wasn't fronting. All right. Heavens and Murgatroyds. All right. Hold up. Check it out.
Nigga, respect
What
is a
both of
must.
y'all is doing. What both of y'all are doing.
What up, man? All this, what up, boy?
Yeah, peace. What both of y'all are doing. Let me know when y'all get ready.
Nigga,
let's get this last one.
Let me know when you're ready, bro.
Go ahead, get the last one. Go ahead.
See, because you gotta respect what I'm saying. You ain't
they wanna
even
come on.
here.
No, I don't gotta respect your shit. I'm choosing to.
Right. It's
That's
a, right.
choice.
See, that's what you just said.
Yes.
No, nigga, gotta
No,
respect
you
what you
fucking
saying.
wrong.
Nigga, supposed to
I respect
respect
you
what
as a
you
man, the
saying.
person you are.
Right.
You give me a reason not to
Respect you, right?
All y'all doing right now is out yelling me. If you hold up, hold up though. Come on, hold up. Hold up, King. Hold up, King. Yeah, come on in. Hold up.
He the
Hold
main
up,
one.
hold
He
up.
always about respect.
Hold up.
Paperwork is good. That's respect already.
Yeah.
Like, how you gonna...
Podcast done took a turn.
Yeah, this nigga bugging. He
Hey, yo,
bugging.
Slick.
Go ahead.
Fuck you, Slick. Let's get fuck you too, Shy. All right, let's just get this out the fucking way. We're gonna respect. We're gonna tear this bitch up.
It's
crazy here.
All right, check it out.
Go ahead. We accept
shit,
your...
pardon me.
We accept your... Watch this. We accept your apology.
No, you're not getting one.
See? That's bad.
Listen.
We on the podcast.
At least I'll say my bad.
My bad, you my brother. I ain't gotta apologize. Hold up, I ain't no. Hold up, don't be stop talking to E and listen to me.
Stop talking to E.
Yo,
Check it out. Yo, Slick, I and Shy.
You want some more? I got you.
Yeah, you know he needs some more.
I agree with both of y'all.
That's that shit.
You hear me? You hear me, Shy? You playing poker, nigga. Do you hear me? You a poker face motherfucker.
I'm listening. There's a butt somewhere.
Right, somewhere.
No, there's not a butt, but there's a reconciliation. There's an explanation.
He home. He said,
If there's an explanation, then you don't agree with us.
he said,
Right. If there's an
You
explanation,
don't have to explain and agree.
You're being too deep. I'm talking to the who that jacket. Can the audience see me yet?
I'm talking to the intelligent man.
I agree with the fact of what y'all saying that respect has to be mutual. It is the foundation to any great undertaking, relationship, business, personal. I agree.
So what else is there to say? Because that's
that
not
respect.
true.
That.
I told you the truth. You don't have nothing else to say. See, what I was trying to make a point for earlier. Hold on. What I was trying to say earlier was, I was trying to make a point earlier about when it's the truth and you agree with it, there's nothing else to say. But you giving me an explanation. So that means you don't agree with it. You telling me you agree with what I'm saying, but you giving me an explanation.
I'm trying to give you my understanding of the topic.
If you understand what I'm saying, then it don't make it's the truth. Remember,
no, that's only if you want to control. That's only if you want to control.
I don't want to control your answer. I'm just telling you that.
You got a good point.
I'm a married man. I don't want to hear this shit.
We know you. Wife, you want to hear it. She want to hear what you got to say.
Hell yeah.
Bet you she
Slick doing all the talking.
Slick. But now check it out. I agree
White
that
Slick is not
respect.
coming to the barbecue this year.
Look, let me tell you. Let me tell you what my viewers just said.
Listen.
My viewers said, y'all got me sipping on wine. LOL. Y'all
We got wine here too.
something else.
Tell them live
This is
audience.
real
Pull up.
shit, man.
Tell them we got a live audience here. Hold up, 2 minutes.
That's my brother.
I agree with the foundation is
Yo,
truth,
kid.
is trust, but every person in every relationship ain't getting no respect off the rip. That's the problem in relationships. There's a lot of disrespect going
I didn't hear the
on.
last part. You said they're gonna get
Me and you, we saying that we have to have respect, and we carry ourselves accordingly.
Don't bring them
In my
drinks with
relationship, I got to be respected, good, bad, or ugly. But every relationship ain't like that. Just because it's a requirement, it don't mean that you necessarily getting it. People being disrespected all the time. That's what misunderstandings happen at. That's why there's 7 out of 10 marriages don't work.
I cannot let him finish.
7 out of 10.
He's talking
It's
He
the
bullshit.
cannot
truth.
leave this with.
Nah, you talking bullshit.
Nah, you trying to hit this with this.
Hold on. Let me fix
Come in
this
the
shit
parking
right
lot, nigga.
here. Nigga, I don't give a fuck who you are as a man or as a woman. Bitch, if you don't show me some respect when I first meet you, we ain't even gonna have no long-term
So is it a choice that she respect you or not?
It's mandatory. It ain't no choice.
Both of y'all
That's
niggas
my
lying,
choice.
and that's why you're not in a fucking relationship.
Who?
Oh,
The fuck you talking about? Yes, we are back here at Smoking Mirrors. We took a little break, but we want to shout out Mr. Soul Food is here. This shit good.
Fire.
He got some sticky sauce. This
Tell
is
them what we got, man. We got.
Hold on. Let me do it like that Snoop Dogg. This that real sticky icky.
Listen, we got the Mr. Nadas. You know what I'm saying? You can't go
Mr.
in with
Nadas.
Nadas. Do not disrespect the game.
Don't
Nah,
disrespect
Joe,
the game. They the Mr.
You gotta
Dollars.
pay double. You know what I'm saying?
I
What you got?
disrespected by accident.
Tell them what you eating over there at the pause. Tell them
Oh,
what
I'm a grown ass. I don't know.
Introduce himself.
This the jerk chicken. Oh. So let me, before we get too far, let me introduce my brother. We grew up together. He is now Hempstead trustee, board member,
Give us roses.
ex-NFL retired player. He's for the Jets, Broncos. I'm missing the team, but don't worry about it. Jaguars. I knew it was no more, but you know what I'm saying? And he is here, Noah Burrows. We appreciate having you here, my guy. Smoking Mirrors, welcome.
Welcome to Smoking Mirrors Podcast.
You want something to eat? No, he don't want nothing to eat. Nigga on the diet.
He played football. He might
You
be.
on the diet. You smoke? What's the good in the motherfucker? I'm telling you now, this is the shit you put on your bitch nipples.
And you won't have her no more.
He planning on losing his joint. Not me.
Look, I appreciate you coming out, man, showing us love, Smoking Mirrors. You know what I'm saying? We all in the beginning phase, and it's good to have any type of celebrity face in the building. So I just want to give you flowers while we're here playing in the NFL. We know how tough that task is because none of us did that shit. You know what I'm saying? We all played it growing up. But I want to dive right in because you said you are the trustee of my hometown, Hempstead. So I want you to, I want to speak to the politics running parallel from the NFL days all the way to the politics running into you running for the mayor, running for the trustee, those positions that hold like those big accountable positions to where you can make a change in the community. So I want to speak to that early.
Why you didn't say thank you to me for all the hard work I did out there on the ground and pound? Pause. Okay, well, we're going to let it go.
You just said you didn't pause.
Pause, I pause.
I appreciate it. Making a transition from playing a professional sport to politics kind of goes hand in hand because you have you always have a community outreach. You try to somehow get back to the people in the community, and sometimes it's easier than you would like it to be. As an athlete, it's always easy. People, they dive in, they want to come in, they want to meet you, they want autographs. But when you're doing it for a political figure, as a political figure, you're doing it to actually give back at the ground roots level. It's not always that easy. So the campaign was a fight, and but sometimes you just got to keep pushing through. And those are some of the lessons that I learned being a football player. Learned that in college.
Now, when you say it was a fight, right? You saying it was a fight because you came in as a a public figure, and they had to like adjust to take you serious, or was it more so like they was more in the shock of we have an NFL player here and we can use him, utilize his platform?
Well, I think initially people thought that they could use my past or my celebrity to bring on notoriety or bring on money. And they actually got a chance to see that I was intelligent and I had the ability to use my brain and come with some different ideas.
First smart football player ever. Next.
Different ideas, but the ideas of the goal is to get things done. Legislate, create change, create something for people who don't understand. There's ways that I want to introduce to the people, and I can't speak to it 100% yet.
Definitely.
But there's ways that we can give back to our community that we just don't know. And a lot of it comes with re-education. Unlearning and relearning. I know we're hearing that phrase a lot, but it's real. And it's something that we got to really start to apply in our everyday lives.
So let me ask you this, because I know a bunch of kids right now, like two for sure, that play on a high level in college. Like getting to the NFL, what's the journey like? What do we got to go through? Is it like it's a lot of politics, because I know it's all about the agents you have down to everything, because a lot of these players who I feel are gifted enough to be in the NFL are not getting a shot because of the agents that they have. So what task do they have?
Well, not having a proper agent, that'd be one facet of politics. That's probably that one will only hurt if you're like a low level guy. But if you're a big time first to fourth round guy, that agent's not going to play a big role in terms of you making a team. But someone who's a free agent or a sixth round, fifth round guy, that agent might play a big role into it. But
So much they always think they're gonna want
political side of it is a lot of politics that people don't know.
Okay.
You can come in as a unrestricted free agent, and you can be better than a first round guy,
Facts.
which was my situation.
Well, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
We had some guys down in Jacksonville. They went to Tennessee, and that school, the name, it holds
a lot of weight.
Holds a lot of weight. And when you come from another school that might not have such the same name, it's difficult for you to beat them out, or it's difficult for you to beat out a fourth round guy, even though that is clear as day.
That's true.
The talent level.
Correct.
So I began to learn at an early age how to maneuver through politics, whether it be good or bad. And what I learned over the course of the years is just to try to figure out a way to get whatever it is you want, or you want to get out of whatever situation you're trying to get. Don't just take the same road that everybody else took. So for me, if I was trying to make a team, there's certain things that I would do that coaches never saw before. And then, that's why I had, one of the reasons why I got noticed in college is I was jumping over people's heads. And, I did that in New York. So once I did that, I had so many teams around the league talking about it. So I take that same philosophy and I apply it to politics. There's a lot of little things so far that you go through in the political track, and you start to see that there's a different way to do whatever, whether it be getting signatures, whether it be getting people to come out and vote, whether it be getting people to vote that normally wouldn't vote, or getting people registered to vote.
Okay.
You can have drives where you have parties. So I thought, let me have a party where I could get people registered to vote, and that's normally something that no one ever did.
Okay. To throw a party and get people to try different avenues.
Yeah.
Okay.
So politics is you just got to figure out a way to navigate through it in a different way instead of doing what you've normally seen done. And for me, there's a lot that I want to do, and I'm hoping in the next year we can get some things done that people can see. I actually brought what I said to the table,
Right.
And you can see it. And
Okay. So they actually
That's
did.
that's definitely what I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on some of the things that you see going on in our neighborhood, and the reason why I say our neighborhood, because I'm from Hempstead too. So I wanted to touch on some of the things that you see going on in our neighborhood, or even just dealing with the school system. Like, you know, what is it? What are some of the things you see that need major change or that you want to change?
well, one thing we're working on right now. I don't specifically want to touch on it.
Right.
because
Okay.
For me-
Okay. It's still in the.
Yes, for
Okay.
me, it's you have a vision, and you can't explain that vision until it actually takes place, because
Right.
people could either try to prevent it from happening, or people could make sure it doesn't happen.
Right.
And so with politics, you kind of got to keep a closed mouth. If you begin to, tell people your plan,
Yeah, facts.
they can ruin it. But there are some things that I wanted to bring. Like, there's a lot that the kids don't have. We can start at the grassroots level. In the classroom. Maybe not at the elementary school level, but at the junior high and the high school level. There's a lot of things as far as resources and even facilities that the kids are missing out on. A classroom that's sizable enough to fit all the kids, or enough classrooms. Simple things like having a gymnasium that's fit to use.
Right.
The basketball gymnasium at the junior highs. It's still out there. You will look at it, you won't think this.
So
So
after
those
school
things, those
programs
modernization, you can modernize those things, but I don't know why. Can't tell you why they haven't. But they just haven't, and those are some of the things I want to work on.
Misallocation of funds.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. I'm sorry. So let me ask you a question. What was the deciding moment or inspiration that when you decided to make your first step into organized politics separate from sports? What was the first thing or thought or thing that you felt that said, you know what, I'm gonna give this a shot?
Well, I grew up idolizing my dad. My dad was a part of SCLC, and at 15 years old, he left home and he left from.
I'm sorry.
Georgia.
SCLC is what?
Southern Christian Leadership Conference. That's Martin Luther King.
My man. Okay, gotcha. I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Make sure the viewers knew what you were talking about.
So he left Georgia, and he trekked his way up with a man by the name of Hosea Williams, who was a huge figure in that political game, civil rights. And my dad would just always tell me about the stories that the tasks that he had. And so, knowing that your dad marched with Martin Luther King, I don't know how that can't stick in your head. So for me, I always remembered it. I always thought about it. But for me, sports was number one. So back in the mind, I always thought about it. And as I got older, trying to get things for kids in sports, in the sports world, I started to think, instead of helping maybe 30 kids a year, I could probably help 100, 200.
Dope.
And so I said, that's probably what I need to do. I've always, dreamed of trying to do something as monumental as what my dad did. And so, so for the past 5 years, I've been working with a lot of organizations. I'm trying to build a brand that people could respect. I think my resume, as far as academic, it spoke for itself.
Got you.
Have master's degrees and going to different colleges, and just building my resume that way. And the community service is something I was doing anyway. So trying to work with people to get certain things, it was a struggle. And so I said to myself, instead of asking, let's go out and make it happen myself. So that's what I've been working on.
Was there something or a set of skills that you had to learn that maybe you didn't have at that moment that you needed a part of your repertoire to make a more successful transition? Did you have to go through a learning curve with master's program and all these sports skills under your belt?
Well, the sport, I'm going to tell you something. I have a former teammate of mine. He has his a website, company, and it transitions athletes into the real world. It's called Joccupation.
Okay.
So we, just for years, we've been talking about
It's called Joccupation.com.
Joccupation.
Yep. Make sure you put that on the screen at the bottom. You already got
Just occupation, like occupation.
That's a whole.
Gotcha, that's cool. I like
So we just be talking about the transition. See, being an athlete, it teaches you so many life lessons.
This
It
nigga
teaches
drunk.
responsibility, accountability, motivation, and it gives you a drive that the average individual American, they don't have.
being an athlete because of the training that you got to undergo to achieve a certain level of sportsmanship.
Yeah.
And so that trained your mind and your spirit that he was able to transfer into the political arena.
Yep.
Yo, he looking at Tyson like he a goddamn hot wing. You are drunk. I'm sorry, man. Yo, this is my brother. Listen, Noah is my brother. We grew up since the sandbox, nigga. Ride bicycles. I ain't gonna tell y'all our business, but we done did some things together. But this is my guy. But this nigga LA drunk. LA is over here looking. I'm telling you, he toe up. I mean, it's all good. It's all good. The interview was great, but he drunk.
I want to ask you a question.
Don't
You said, I don't know if you want to answer this question, because you said you implementing a lot of things that you can't speak about. But you just said like the junior high school gym is toe up.
Toe up.
And why is it a problem getting that fixed? I mean, parents is paying their taxes.
Shit, I can answer that.
Why is it difficult?
I'll tell you.
I didn't ask you.
Before he answer, hold on, let me tell you. Hold on, let me tell you. Because they always robbing in Hempstead, my nigga. Right, they always robbing in Hempstead. They robbing. The committee, they robbing. The money they get, they stealing, they put it in their pocket. I'm just saying, like, I know he might not be able to say that.
So let him say that. Stop speaking for him.
Okay.
All right, so don't put him in the hot seat either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't put him in the hot seat.
I ain't put him in the hot seat.
He may not be able to answer. Let him speak.
Let him cook. I will say that it has been, a lot of people believe it's been a misappropriation of funds, allegedly. I've never seen it, but if you look at the facilities and you look at how outdated it is, you could just, you put two and two together.
Yeah.
Without any specifics, because there are things that we're working on.
You don't gotta get into what you like the things y'all implement. I understand that. It's just like with anything. You tell somebody your plans.
Yeah,
they come.
You're not from Hempstead?
I'm from Roosevelt originally.
Right next door.
That nigga from Roosevelt.
I only asked that just because if
He look like a Roosevelt nigga. Look at him.
It'll work is the thing.
You got the gray
I ask questions because in Hempstead, like I live out there now, but a lot of things I see going on in the neighborhood. Like for instance, Hempstead have a dedicated police department. For less than 5 minutes away is one of the biggest blocks where the most drugs is being sold, shootings is happening, these things is happening. But we have a dedicated police department 3 or 4 blocks away from there.
From everywhere.
Why is that occurring? I mean, if my thought process was, if I have a dedicated police department and we can't handle this, I'm getting that dedicated police department out. It won't be no Hempstead police no more.
Well,
I would bring in somebody else. So why is that, like things like that bother me in the neighborhood?
Well, you're talking about a police department of only 175 police officers. And how many residents? There's over 100 and something. I was over 175 apartment residences just in the 600, in the 100 terrace alone.
In the apartment.
So, you can't, it's almost impossible to have police control every single situation, but there is a different type of policing that's going to take place. I don't know if you noticed, but there's bikes.
Yeah, I've seen
There's
that.
a lot of bikes, and what we want to implement is neighborhood policing. So that community policing, what that is you actually know the residents on that specific area that you want to target to try and lower crime.
I'd like to say something. You saying that the Hempstead police got problems, but right around the corner is Garden City. They won't dare go over there. So why is that Garden City so strong and Hempstead not?
That's just us as black people.
That's one thing. That's one thing that I mentioned though. It's unlearning. So you have you're talking about 2 different types of people with 2 different types of mentalities.
But you're talking about black people.
Oh no, but I'm saying
You're talking about
I know what
you have. But I'm saying you got terrorists, right? It's like a movie.
On the border.
Right around the corner is Garden City. Is that much fear for Garden City police that they won't go over there?
Hold on, let me answer this for you. Let me answer this for you. You know what that is? That's our mindset. Let me tell you what our mindset is as black people, and this is what we was always told. You're gonna get 100 million years for going into Garden City doing something wrong. You're gonna get 10 years for doing it wrong in Hempstead. So the problem with that concept is, I know what you're saying, but that's us as people. Like you would think that we would go rob and steal where there's more money at. No, we don't do that. We rob and steal where there's less money at. We take from a nigga that's already taken. We take from each other. We take from the people that don't have. You understand what I'm saying? So that it's kind of like we know better mentally. We know better than to go into Garden City, because as soon as we get caught in Garden City, as soon as they see the car coming through Garden City, as soon as they see you walking in Garden City, they pulling you over. So you ain't even get an opportunity to commit a crime. But in Hempstead, you can get away with it all day because it's a whole bunch of black folks there. They know you don't belong in Garden City.
Well, I know white people telling they don't care.
Yeah, it's simplified.
We
White
need to
people
start
telling.
telling. I mean, I just
I'm telling immediately. That's what white people. What? What you doing? I'm telling.
One, they don't have no obligation to a code.
No,
Two,
Tim, I got a question.
You got a question? Oh, go
I
ahead.
said one, they don't have no obligation to a code. You know, this fake street code that people abide by. Two,
It's definitely fake, but there's a lot of citizens.
Yeah.
But it's
So you
definitely
can't
fake.
hold a citizen to some code that.
Exactly. And then two, just like, I'm gonna just say, it's them against us and it's us against us. It's just, like he said, it's a mentality thing. So I don't think that reverts back to the, policing.
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with the police. It's just
Right.
us.
Right. No, athletic wise, what was your journey? Did you go Division I? Did you go to JUCO? And if you went to JUCO, what's your take on it to athletes that end up there and think that, this is like my last chance?
Amazing. Amazing
Well,
journey.
we both
You're right.
had
It's
similar
amazing
journeys,
JUCO.
similar
JUCO
journeys.
is amazing.
I didn't, out of high school, I kind of had some things that I worked out that we can't do today. So, I had a commitment to Syracuse, and Clearinghouse didn't clear me because they found out the paperwork wasn't up to par. So I went to Nassau, which is a junior college, and top junior college in the country.
That's
So-
the was. That's the was.
And it was
Still is.
most of us that went there. We wished that Nassau was a 4-year school. because
Sure did.
We just had so much fun there. It was, actually, I had our head coach there at the time was George Powers, and he was very militaristic, and he's militant.
Just
So,
ran into him last weekend. Well, this weekend. He coaches at high school out here.
yeah. Coach Powers is he's really.
What high school he at?
He at Oceanside.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he doing like that's why they getting so better, because
that's why he getting better.
he's giving
like that.
them the business.
He's lacrosse.
I want to
Of
stay
course,
right there.
that's what we're doing.
I want to stay right there though. Speaking of talking about your journey, right? So let's talk about like the limitations from the NFL, because I know you said you grew up with your pops actually marching side by side with Martin Luther King himself. So I know that's like a legend that you chasing. I call it like chasing a ghost. I got a similar story with my mom. Just like you chasing something that can't be caught. You know what I mean? You can't replicate that. But so speak to the NFL limitate like having limitations on you. Touching the base with the community while you're in the NFL. But I know this is something you had a dream for while you was playing as well. So speak to those limitations and why you couldn't do it while you was playing. Because I know, and then your popularity was at its height. So.
No, there was no when you're playing, you might not be able to do what you want to do unless you get your foundation off the ground at the moment. But me, I wasn't. We had tiers. We had 1, 2, and 3. I came in as a 3 guy. I didn't have the biggest name, so my foundation would not have been able to reach the community as big as it is, as it should have. But I would always tag along with someone else who their foundation was doing great. And there's even current Jets. I still work with the NFL, so I work with the NFL and pairing with the team you play with. So there's a couple of players that are from the area, but actually it's going to be a little difficult now with Fadakasi. He just got traded to another team, so we wanted to collaborate and work on some things with the community. So it's not a limited thing. It's easy. So the NFL always wants to have that aura that they are great working within the community. They come up with all these
Symbolism.
They come up with all these great organizations and names. So, and they do have an outreach. So I'm gonna use some of their resources this year to try and bring some of the sports teams and instead some of the resources that they need as far as weights, new field. It might take a little bit of time, maybe to not just come this season, but the following. They do have a lot of resources that they afford former players to use. So it's not limited. it just depends on who you are and what you want to do.
So do you like would you be willing to help kids like who came out of college and like they playing in the XFL, they trying to get their shot into the NFL where they don't have these agents and stuff like that? Is there something that you can do to help them in that way?
Well, that's how my passion started for helping kids is I was coaching at Nassau.
Okay.
So when I left there, obviously, Nassau was 2 years school, went to the University of Buffalo, graduated from there. But when I came back, I wanted to coach at Nassau because the same lessons that I learned, I wanted to give those lessons to the younger kids. So right now, we got about 7 kids in the NFL. One specifically that I coach, he won the Super Bowl in his rookie year. So, and he just he's doing okay. He's doing really well. Some of the other guys are doing well, and that's what I was just saying. I take any resources the NFL gives a form of play, and I apply it however I can.
Correct.
So there's money that they give. There's grants they give for kids who have higher than GPA. There's grants that they give for football fields. There's grants they give for weights. And so I'm going to use all those resources
To make something happen. Okay,
Yes.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. So one of my followers said, what if you didn't go to college and you're trying to go now? What would they do? What should they do?
At what age? That's a long
Ain't going to
question.
college for what?
That is a loaded question. You know what? I should have thought about that fast. It's definitely a loaded question. You gotta get what age are you? You
Hey,
know,
what are they trying to
where
do?
you at?
Play sports?
Where you at in life? 18, 19, 20, 21? And what school you trying to go to?
No, are they trying to go for sports?
They said, what if you didn't go to college and you're trying to go now? Like, I guess trying to
Go
get
for
into
what?
college.
Go for what?
Oh, no, trying to go to college.
So start at Nassau.
No, so for the NFL, there's no such thing as not go to college.
Yeah, you gotta go to
Can't do
college.
it.
You can't do it.
Some colleges.
Take an online class, look at online
It's the
They
college.
said, you know who I
It's the
am, Slick. I don't
prerequisites.
know. I can't see you
gotta
big.
go
I'm
through
sorry,
the
bro. I
stages
probably
to
do
get
know
to
who you are.
The next stage.
But I can't see.
Tell them to go to online. Got a lot of online college.
Oh, he 21. Listen, where you from?
He probably trying
Tell me where you from. And I mean, that's probably something simple that
They
I
told
can
him to
help
follow
you
me
out
and I'll take him through the application process. I got this one, big bro. Don't worry. I'm gonna take care of this one.
with. Nah, I got this one.
We can shit. We can
College, man.
We can work. I went to college.
Yeah?
Yeah, sing. What's
Sing
the problem?
University, right? No,
What's the
nigga.
problem?
He don't want to
You
go
don't
that
value
route.
education.
He don't
Hold
want
on
to
now.
go
What we
that
doing?
route.
What we teaching the people here?
Hold on.
So
I'm
let me
trying to
ask
get
you.
you on that.
So my question is
Hold on,
in the political arena.
I don't know how to
We
do that.
know
That's
it's
the
not
stuff
all
I'm trying to
crazy,
tell you
right?
about.
It's not all crazy.
I'm trying to add you, bro. I don't know
What
why
is
it's not
something
added.
that? What is one of your? What is
Okay,
some of
there
your
we go. There we go.
frustrations?
There
Oh,
we
you
go.
got-
Hold
you
on,
got
let me.
questions?
Yeah. Go ahead. You know what? This is one of the kids that I know, and I always used to tell him, he about 6'4", 320 pounds, athletic. When I say athletic, I'm talking about athletic in the sense of, you know how when we used to be playing ball and all y'all football niggas used to come in the gym and play ball nice, like, God damn, that nigga could jump. Damn, that nigga fast. You used to be like, nigga, because these niggas is athletic even though they football players. He's one of those guys.
Walk on.
Well, the first thing I do is try and go through a little bit of conditioning because collegiate athlete is not the same as a high school.
High school, right.
Your cardio's got to be a different level. So that's the first thing I would do. I get in shape. At 6'4", 320, probably lose 5 to 10 pounds, and then I would look to enroll into a junior college. The junior college is going to be the best avenue for you as a person who doesn't have a scholarship to a Division I or whatever. So that to me be your best route. Now if you know you're good enough, I would also condition myself, but also make sure I'm in that weight room.
Yeah, I'm 6'2", 285.
See.
6'2", 285. You're a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
Let me sit up.
After high school, what did you do? What did you do after high school? Nothing?
How's that core?
Did you even apply to schools?
Nope.
Okay, well maybe you might need to go to junior college route. I mean that's something I can answer for you. Right?
Smoking and drinking?
Not really.
Ask
That
him,
ain't
is he
the only-
smoking and
the only
drinking?
route.
I mean, it's
Ask him, is he
what
partying?
wants to do as far as sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's his foundation. For
Yeah,
it, to get to where
Slick.
you want. Everything starts with
Ask him,
foundation.
is he
you build
partying?
the
Is he
ground
smoking
up.
and drinking? Is he hanging out?
You partying, smoking, and drinking?
I'm gonna be honest, yeah.
All right, well, you gotta
first thing
cut that
you
shit
gotta
out.
get that discipline.
Number one, you gotta discipline yourself, bro.
Change your
Discipline
mentality,
yourself,
bro.
change your mentality, and you know what? That's bad because you know damn well if I'd have known you was doing all this, we'd have had a conversation about it.
But he was honest though. That's cool.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
was
I
honest.
respect your honesty though. But at the
He
end of the
worked
day,
hard.
listen, bro, that's a talk we can have. I'm gonna send you my number. Make sure you hit me, DM me. I'm gonna send you my number. We're trying to get you we'll figure out something, bro. Alright? Alright.
Question. As far as politics is concerned, how far are you trying to go with
Last
this?
one.
Because like, for example, I just watched
White
when
get
Ms. Brown was getting sworn in as a
After you
judge,
white, ask question.
and the disgust I felt when stupid questions, stuff like that, and I see like the ignorance in it, and you seem like an intelligent person, very smart. So I feel like more people like that are needed. So what is where you feel your ceiling is as far as politics?
It goes high as I want to go. I can tell you this: we probably are the worst enemy when it comes to doing things right. And what I mean by that is that we're not getting involved. So all of us, we get upset about the way police treat us. We get upset about laws. We get upset about the roads not being paved, but none of us are actually involved in making changes to do that. So, there's things that I've known about the police department that I guess a lot of people don't know. So, if you live in the village of Hempstead and you go to the Nassau County Police Department, you automatically have first dibs as a police officer within the community that you complain about. Same thing with New York City. Same thing with a lot of these other cities. So, if you have an issue with the way policing is being done, then get involved. So for me, I want to funnel money to Hempstead. I want to funnel ways to redevelop the city, the village itself. So now I know at some point I'm going to tap out with what I can do. So once that happens, then I need to go on to the county level, or I need to go on to the state level. And if after that, I need to go on federal, then that'll happen too. It's just whatever I see I tapped out at, then I'll go to the next level so I can make sure I'm funneling.
I'm talking about as far as your career, as far as trustee.
That's what I'm talking about. To change that, and so that's where I'm at now.
So look, I want to close this out with a controversial topic. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we all probably watched the Dame Dash talking about ownership in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I know you can't really speak too much on it without being too political, but if you could give us your thought process on, I don't know if you actually seen it, but he was saying how tough it is and why they're not letting us in due to the color of our skin, and they just not allowing it and they're not breaking at all. So I wanted to see and hear your thought process on what Dame Dash spoke on one of the other podcasts.
Shit we always talk about.
I'll just say that, one of the most famous sound bites that I've heard recently is that, I want a seat at the table. I don't think that's the right mindset because, the product is us. So if you are the product, then I think there's another way to go about it. That's
what
my
he said.
philosophy with politics. That's my philosophy with sports. That's my life thought process about anything in general. So, indeed, I don't think we're attacking that in the right
Just
way.
so we're not misconstruing.
Well, no, he said Dame said he don't want a seat. He don't want the seat.
He want to be the table.
He said he's starting his own.
Right. But see,
That's cool about Dame, but his answer was consistent with his philosophy, and we just used Dame as a foundation to get inside his thoughts about how he wanted to answer the question from his own unique set of experiences. And what he's basically saying, if I'm correct, you think outside the box and creatively you fashion your career and everything that you do in life. There has to be another way to get this thing done. If not, then as a people, we are done. We have to find an answer, right? So you're saying it's a solution-based methodology that you attack problems from.
Well, look,
Exactly.
go ahead. Let me ask you this real quick before we go into that. There was something that came up the other day, right, in the news that said the new Florida law requires high school students to take financial literacy courses to graduate, including lessons on credit scores, managing credit, card debt, types of bank accounts to open, and how to file your taxes. So when you look at that for Florida, I just want to ask you this. Don't you think that's something that should be in Long Island, New York, period? Because we go to school for all these other courses, and what these kids really should be learning is credit, business, real estate, things that's going to help them further in life instead of what they go to school for. So,
They don't want to.
they don't want that stuff.
I'm talking.
I agree wholeheartedly with that idea. But what you got to think is, you know, as former players, we all heard this term. We always use it on a regular basis. Something called smoke and mirrors. That sounds like a great philosophy.
He said it.
But I'm not sure that being that it came from Florida as the first state to want to implement that it's actually going to happen.
Yeah, especially being Florida's so racist.
It's not. It sounds great. Working in the school district, understanding curriculum and understanding money and understanding state standardized tests. That wouldn't fit probably in any state standardized test. So while it sounds great, I don't think it's going to be something that's implemented unless there's a state test geared towards teaching kids, or a state test is geared towards assessing if kids understand credit, business, and any kind of philosophy entails, you know, building yourself as a better brand.
And especially taxes.
Unless we create it as an enrichment program, right?
I get what you're saying.
But because we said we look at things from a different perspective, right? So there has to be a way. So if instead of it being a part of the core curriculum, maybe there's an enrichment class. Now remember how Wednesdays we can have cooking. Instead of we having cooking, we doing credit, after school program, some other incentive to start to infuse this teaching inside the school system.
Well, like
because the white people are learning it in homes, and we may not. We seem to be advancing as a whole, but you know.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, I like that what you just said. You're thinking outside the box, but I don't know if that's what they're doing, because you got to understand that with education, it's also a source of making money.
Gotcha.
Not for people who pay taxes, but for the state legislators. They create what we call bias standardized tests. And so those tests aren't designed for everybody to pass them. They need to keep making them.
Keep making them. If everybody pass them, and they know the system.
Of course.
And this Florida ain't even a state that do taxes.
Got you.
So that's funny at the end of it.
That's
Because they're not even a state that
sounds
do.
good.
Yeah.
Sounds good, just okay.
Well, that's good though. That's good as a start. So we can maybe set this up for part 2, man. We can get you back again, so we can go delve deeper into some of these topics.
So before we wrap this up, I just want to thank him for coming down here and giving us this knowledge.
Yes,
because this is real. You don't get people
bro.
that usually do this like what he did. He came out and he gave us knowledge. We're gonna go into part 2 later on. We're gonna make another date. So I think all y'all out there need to understand this episode. Reach out to him if you want to know something. This is the man that's helping. Let him know where they can reach you at, contact you at, and make sure we have that on the screen so people can hit him up and talk to him about it. And I appreciate him for coming out.
Well, anybody, if you have any questions, you can reach me. I'll put this somewhere so that everyone can find me, and it's Noah Burrows on Facebook. I know there's young people and old people alike. They use one method of social media or not. But I know most people on there.
Facebook, everybody on Facebook.
It's just my name. Also, there's my website. There's questions. You can email me, noahburrows.com. There's questions. There's a question tab. Scroll down. You can see some of the things that I've done in the community. You can see things that I've done in the past with sports. You can see things what I want to do in the future. And you can see my journey along the trail of the campaign. So that's, again, noahburrows.com or Noah Burrows on Facebook.
Yeah, that nigga had me out there walking down the streets, handing out paperwork. He still.
So before we let you go, man, I don't know if you looked around, man. You can see where you're at. This is the Paperwork Palace. You know what I'm saying? This is all Murta. This is privacy. This is confidentiality. This is no telling. This is.
You don't know nothing about that.
We're gonna see right now.
But
we ain't getting out of here. We ain't checking this. We're gonna check his paperwork. Ain't no way I'm gonna sit here. Ain't no way in the world. I'm gonna sit here and not check the brother out.
You can check
Hold up,
his
don't be
paperwork,
co-signing.
that's my brother, and he grew up with me, and we've been linked for the longest.
And we gonna check his paperwork.
You shouldn't even say that, because one of the arguments we just came up with was one of the problems in the community is no snitching. Here you talk about checking people's paperwork.
Yeah, this thing.
So you contributing to the downfall of the community.
Before we
You
go,
think that's going on the propaganda?
Before we shut it down, we're gonna let White say something at the end too.
Don't
But,
you shake his hand.
I just want to appreciate you for coming out. And like I said,
You ain't getting no shirt if you
Any
don't say
event
the
that you
paperwork
have,
good.
I know you didn't get to eat tonight. But any event that you have, make sure
Take his ass over there and eat.
Hold on, Slick. Make sure you go to one of our sponsors right here, Mr. Takeout. Some of the best food ever, bro. If you never had it, make sure you get it.
that.
On the whole
Yes,
year.
it's a different level. That's one of our top sponsors.
Said I had to come get.
Shout out to Paperwork Palace. Wait, you
First time
want to
I've
go?
Yo, listen, I just want to say, yo, Noah, I appreciate you coming out, boss man. You know, I do a lot more. Joe Bravo, that's rude to talk over the
I'm
king.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the king. Mufasa. Mufasa.
We're Wakanda out this bitch.
Just like a hyena, huh?
Yeah, we ended up in Wakanda.
Go ahead, Mike. Don't listen to Simba.
Yeah, well,
Slick, take us out. Slick, take us out.
Wait, finish. Go.
I appreciate you coming out. Just want to let you know, like Lisa, we know we're not invited into those actual rooms, but if you need any extra foot soldiers, you know, holler at the guys, and we'll definitely put that work in with you.
Definitely.
That's all I'm
We'll get some people there. We ain't doing no door to door. We're gonna keep it real.
So,
All right, we got you.
Well,
Slick,
you
close
already
it out,
got
man.
Listen, man.
Smoke and Mirrors podcast. We thank y'all for coming out, Slick.
Listen, man. I'm glad to have my brother here, though, to speak on some of the stuff that we speak about every day. And you know, we chop it up at practice, football practice, and all that stuff. And I'm just glad he could come out and kick it with us. And like I said, we in Smoke and Mirrors podcast. We're not here for a reason.
We here for a season.
There you go. Nope, we're not here for a season. You messed up. We're not here for a season. We here for a reason.
That's right.
I told you, drop him.